Hello again. So since we last met, I have a question. I'm mentally exhausted. I don't even know how to explain it fully, but everything feels so overwhelming. Work is draining, life feels like it is spinning fast, and school is another weight on my shoulders. I try to keep going because I know everyone is facing something, but lately it feels like I'm running empty. I keep asking myself, when things will be okay? When will life stop feeling like a constant fight just to breathe, to afford the basics, to feel peace? The work environment doesn't help either. It is just tension, characters clashing, and the unspoken rule of do your job and leave. But sometimes I wonder, leave for where? Going back home doesn't always feel like peace either. I am constantly careful about what to say, how to say. It is exhausting. Right now, I feel like I'm hanging by a thin thread, but it's still a thread of hope. I am tired, deeply tired, mentally and emotionally, but I just needed to say it out loud. When I first saw this question, what I wanted to do was give a big hug. But I wish hugs can respond to all of our questions. At best, I probably will be able to show that, hey, you're not by yourself. One of the things that I've realized can cause more harm than whatever it is we're going through mentally is the inability to articulate what we're feeling. Sometimes, even if it's not to someone, but just to God. So let me start from there. You've got to speak this out loud, just like the writer said. It's important that you speak it. Now, speaking out loud, I already just said talk to God. Sometimes speaking out loud might not be audible. It might be something you write down. Yes, just writing down your feelings. It might also be something you are able to, if you're not the writing type, you can record. Like, today I feel this way, and I feel this way. Sometimes it is in that process that you learn the articulation of what is actually happening to you, and then you can seek help. Because from the things that you say, you might be able to find, where to pinpoint and then ask for help. So speaking out loud may not necessarily always be that there is someone that you'll be able to talk to, that you'll be able to confide in, but it will at least help you to be able to ascertain what exactly is going on. So I recommend God. You can let him know how you're feeling, and you can just say, I'm tired, can you help me? The help may not seem like what you were expecting. It may not happen immediately, but trust me, you just said something powerful into the atmosphere for your life. So that's the first. The second, which I was talking about earlier, that I said I want to get into, is the fact that you thinking things over and over again in your mind without actually taking hold of some certain thoughts, especially when they are the negative type. They can run you into an abyss of hopelessness, helplessness, that before you know it, things get quickly out of hand. There are times when the things that you're going through are not as big as the way you're saying it. But as long as you left yourself to just bottle everything in and say, you know what, I don't want to discuss with anybody and all of that, you're making that situation worse. Mental state is actually more powerful than your physical body, how you govern things in your life. So it is powerful, and it is important that you learn how to manage yours. Which will lead me to the third. So managing your own mind. Mental exhaustion can happen to anybody. So there's a point you should make sure never to get to. You need to get to that point where you can be certain that you will know what is going on with you fast before you get exhausted. You have to look out for the things that fills you up, the things that empower you, and then you need to look out for the things on the opposite, the things that removes from you, the things that takes away from you, the things that makes you feel disempowered. So find out what you need to do when you are exhausted that can quickly resuscitate you, energize you, and then also find out the kind of things that you need to do that doesn't get you into the place of exhaustion. So still talking based on this question, I'm not talking generally, but I'm just addressing mental tiredness. Now, everything that this writer had said the last paragraph where the person was talking about the I'm tired, deeply tired and all that, everything that this person wrote was just giving the incidences that led to it. So from the place of the first paragraph, in fact, the person started with I'm mentally exhausted, so the person is aware. And overwhelm, work is draining, overwhelm. Can you check, That overwhelm, we say it a whole lot, but every one of us have a measure, we just don't check it. So because someone, Miss A or Mr. B, can do 10 things in a day that is productive, you think that you can do 10 things in a day that is productive. No, your 2 or your 5 might just be as powerful as the 10 things that Mr. A or Mr. B is doing. So how you are measuring your productivity is important where overwhelm is concerned. She was like, things are spinning fast, so I know that that's what's going on. Usually that happens when people don't actually have boundaries of what they call work, when it starts, when it stops. Then the second paragraph says, I keep going because I know everyone is facing something. This is the point where your mind can play tricks on you. I already dealt with that. So if you stick long enough with some certain thoughts, especially negative, in fact, negative ones does this faster. If you stick long enough with it, there are other things that will start coming into your head that is non-existent. Yes, everyone is facing something, but imagine if everybody is facing the same thing at the same time. It's impossible. That's not happening. So while you may be going through yours, there's somebody out there that can help you with yours. And hey, sometimes it's not about you actually talking story. You may have just been, what's that word right now? You have just not been rating your friendships well. There are some friends you could just go and hang out with. Okay, let me let you in on something. I work in an environment where I may not even need to talk to anybody for hours, like 9-hour stretch. This is because of the nature of my work. So I need quiet, I need space. I'm constantly writing, constantly brainstorming. The nature of my work can be like that. Now, there are often times when some things come to interrupt my normal flow of my work activity. Sometimes it might not even just be like work regular, like I'm sitting at my desk. Sometimes I might just be up and about doing, picking calls, responding to calls, and yet something is happening in my life that is not just balanced at this moment. Now, I do not have friends that live close to my workspace, and I oftentimes may not be able to relate to my immediate family members exactly how I'm feeling. There are some certain situations like that. Guess what? I take a walk on my street, and I could just stop by at a particular, like a neighbor's workspace, like they have a shop. Sometimes I go there, I sit down, we encourage ourselves in the word of the Lord, and sometimes not encouraging ourselves in the word of the Lord. Sometimes I'm just listening to what's going on, and then sometimes I listen to people arguing politics, and oftentimes I do join them. But guess what? I have been able to manage exhaustion, managing my mind. I've been able to manage my mind, just by doing that. I don't even have to go there and tell them that, hey, do you know what? I'm feeling down and the whole is coming to, is coming to an end. I don't have to tell them that, but I know what they are good for, and I can just utilize that, and that's fine. And guess what? I don't just go there and take from them. Just go there and try to suit them in. No, I go there sometimes, and I'm often able to actually help someone, consult for someone, chat someone, and encourage them. I still get to do me. And it's helpful. Why I'm sharing this is it's unconventional. I don't have a friend I could call like every day during work week. How will I be calling somebody and say, let's go and, go somewhere and eat or something? And yes, that's another thing I could do. I could just step out sometimes and just go for date myself, basically. I go out before and go and take a cup of water somewhere. Sometimes I carry my bottle, sometimes I take a long walk, but that's for me. So I'm just saying, in response to the part where the writer was saying, I feel everybody's going through theirs and all that. Sometimes there's a little bit of pride there. Notice that I didn't try to assume the savior of all the issues that you have mentioned. The truth is, when it comes to your mental health, sometimes, in fact, many times, it has nothing to do with the people or with the circumstances. It's more about your capacity, it's more about your strength. I hope that the things that I've shared today will get you started on the answers that you need. But I'm also encouraging everyone and anyone that is listening to this to please supply answers if you have them. So it's not only questions you should bring my way, contribute to this conversation. Can you help? Are there things that you see that I couldn't see that you can actually help the writer with? Do you have suggestions? Have you been in this situation and you've been able to overcome it one way or another? Please contribute. The link is right there. If you cannot access it, then please just go to linktree/the SDU, or you can just use the comment straight away and just add this for somebody. It's a conversation. Let's keep it.